Say alright, so first and foremost, I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashemi, or Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. We said about our apostles and elders agreements and well, our teachers, our apostles in the shoot. And we say salutations, so the Akamat, the push on truth and say Dean and the out. Continuing season on season, we say Shalom. Once again, going into the video here, I'm basically touching upon or continuing a video that I did yesterday, where the first one was going into how some of these celebrities get when they get their contracts, that they give up the batty rights. Then that they give up the back, right? And this particular video here, as I said in the previous video, is that I will do a continuation, because in this video, the fella you see with the hat, with the black jersey to the right of Matt Hoffa, right? He was talking about how I believe it was Jay-Z. No, I will play the clip. Jay-Z selling his soul, and Jake, who was in the same place with them, he started to act ignorant. Then he started to act ignorant, not knowing of what it is the person was saying, and obviously he got arrogant, right? So nonetheless, I will play the clip.
In the vetting process and all that other shit, right?
All that shit, yeah.
Right? So, it ain't bullshit.
Bullshit.
No, it ain't.
No, it ain't.
No, it ain't. It ain't bullshit.
No, it ain't.
It's very real.
No, it ain't.
So, what I'm saying is, look, now look, me.
A lot of niggas work for the devil.
Yes.
Working for the devil,
Thank you.
my nigga. They
Now,
got you doing their dirty work.
Thank you.
That's a
Thank you.
big fact.
Now, mind you, I never met you.
I gotta ask a question.
I never met you.
I gotta ask a question.
I never met you.
I gotta ask a
We never had no conversation.
Because y'all
I said same shit. The same shit that the same shit
I need to know. I need to know.
The same shit. Say it again.
Man, listen, man. Let me tell you something, man.
I went to jail as a
I don't want to
child.
hear that. Listen, I'm gonna keep it.
I was a child.
I don't want to hear that second soul shit when it comes to
It's true though.
Because I'm gonna keep
It's
it
true.
with you. In life, fuck music.
It's true.
In life,
Yeah.
no man perfect. We all do the devil's work.
Nah.
Ain't no nothing.
Nah.
So you see how he said again, because as you can say, he said again, he said to say when it comes to music, you only hear that selling soul shit, and that is basically how some Jakes does react to when, like, you sort of mentioned the favorite celebrity selling out, cooning, all this sort of stuff, and eventually these are the same people that they look up to, and these are the same people that lead them down a dark road. You understand? That is who they look up to, and these people, they show them what? A negative and evil way, and they follow it. So when you sort of talk against it, talk against it, this is the kind of reaction that they get, right? So they get. So let's continue.
From you
said it yourself.
I saw that
22-year-old nigga can't be 45 on stage talking about yo. You said it yourself.
Yo, K, listen, No, I'm not saying I never did it.
You can't come down the line.
Nah.
Listen, no.
So you see how the Jake was going on, and basically what started the debate is that they were going into how as you can see from the title, satanic cults controlling hip hop, and he didn't want to hear that. He don't want to hear that. He don't want to hear that shit. And basically, as I said, that is how plenty of these people they react to when they tell them the truth, and when they tell them what it is going on. Now let me jump to our script here. This is Isaiah chapter 9. Right? This is the book of Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 9, right, verse 16. It says, "For the leaders of these people cause them the earth, and they that are led of them are destroyed." So that was going into what I was saying, that how they hold these people in higher, these celebrities at high authority and at high standards, but these are the same people. This is the same people that they put as leaders, that cause them to do what? To error, to cause them to do what? To fall, to cause them to sin, to continue living in that wicked life that they're living in. You understand? So it say what? It say for the leaders of these people cause them to err. And they that are led of them are destroyed. So they that are led of these people are the what are destroyed. You understand? These people who will, these, just like this, how you see the jig on here, we want to be the same to other people on the streets. You know? When they start to talk against certain things, start to talk against people that they so-called look up to, who they hold at high authority, who they hold at high standards, they start to get on like that. You know? But as it say here, they that are led of them are what are destroyed. That part they're going down, following and believing in them. It's only one place to go and carry it on, to be what? They're destroyed. To be destroyed. You understand? Because what you're doing is that you're just agreeing with wickedness, and the reason why you're agreeing with that wickedness is because why? They have that money. And that money is what have you all believing in them so much. You understand? So when somebody bring anything, hey, the reason why they get that money is because of so. You all don't hear that shit. You all don't hear that. You know, you all watch it as you all consider it as blasphemy. You all consider it as wrong, that wrong information and so forth. But it is the truth. You know? But let somebody else that have money, or let either might come and tell you the same thing that your same brethren telling you about, you're going to listen to it. You're going to listen to it. You know? I'm going to jump to our scripture here. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter this is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13, verse 23, right? It says, when a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue. Because again, if Jay-Z or one of these men was in this same room here telling them this, that, hey, you know what, Elon Musk and them, so, they would hold their tongue. They wouldn't say nothing. They wouldn't even buck up like this. You know? They wouldn't buck up like this. Right? It says, so when a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue. And look what he had said, and they extol it to the clouds. So when these men say something, these same jakes, like what you getting on here, they extol it to the clouds. You know, and again, they basically telling you shit. They're basically telling you things to destroy yourself, but you all extol that to the clouds. Why? Because why? It's a rich man. You know? It's a rich man. So you extol that to the clouds. You hold that at high supremacy. Right? So you say what he said, they extol it to the clouds. But if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And they're just like how he was getting on here. You know what you talking about? You know, we talking about, I don't want to hear that. You know, I don't want to hear that. They say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. And so just like how he tried to bring up something with the man who was selling him something, you know, he tried to overthrow him, but to hear some of the people he look up to doing it, or doing 20 times what you might not imagine that they may doing, you know, they don't want to hear that, right? So let me jump back. Let me just jump. Let me jump back to verse. Let me go to verse 20 from this and go down. Right. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13, verse 20. It says, "As the proud hate humility, so do the rich abhor the poor. A rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends, but a poor man being down is thrust also away by his friends." So a rich man beginning to fall is held up by his friends. Because why? Because why? The money. That is what they look up to. But a poor man that is going to fall, they wanted to destroy that man. So this to show you how the same mentality that this particular person is, how majority of the Israelites are. Once you have money, that is it. He is like a savior. You know? Say, but the poor man being down is thrust also by his friends. When a rich man is fallen, he had many helpers. When a rich man is fallen, he had many helpers. And just to say like that, you see it with these people. They might have a friend who might be going through a hard time and they would not help. But let a celebrity go through a hard time. You know, let a celebrity, something wrong with a celebrity, you know, they go on, oh God, I wish I could help you. I will help you, send money for you. You know, that is the mindset of Jake. Right? So you say when a rich man is fallen, he had many helpers. He speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify it. So just as it is, the people they look up to, right, who hold at a high standards, these people be talking shit, but they hold at a high standards to justify what this man's saying, because why? Of the money, right? justify it. They find ways to, to justify it. It say and justify him, right? They say the poor man slept and yet they rebuke him too. He spake wisely and could have no place. So a poor man telling them, yo, this is what it is we doing in hip hop. This is what it is we doing. He had first-hand experience of what is going on. They don't want to hear that. Because why? He do all the same standards and he not rich as the men who they look up to. They say he spake wisely and could have no place. He had no place. No place to continue saying what it is he wanted to say. Right? And this is a perfect example. Same when we outside in the streets prophesying, telling people wait is going off, wait is to come and so forth. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. We ain't find no place. They want to rebuke us. No, you're not supposed to be saying that. But let a rich man come and say some blasphemous shit. They hold that at the high standards and they would justify what it is say. You understand? So you see why the Lord said what? For his people are destroyed for what? For a lack of knowledge. The scripture say what? For men love darkness rather than light. This is what it is. They love darkness rather than light. A man trying to tell you something that he had first experience. You don't even want him to speak. But let that rich man come to tell you some blasphemous shit. You want to hear it. And you go justify what it is he's saying. Let's play our next little piece of the video.
I got a 19-year-old daughter, a 12-year-old son, and a 6-year-old son. None of them never heard nothing I ever did. When you think about the shit that I rapped about, why would I play that shit for my kids?
You're right. That's different.
Now,
You grew.
That is also why, as far as the game was going, I did not pop because I couldn't cut it. I stopped, nigga.
That's different.
How the fuck am I gonna keep? I knew better when I was doing it and when I was saying it. And it's the difference. I'm saying it in my song before I said it.
So you see, trying to justify. But again, the person who was telling them, yo, that is just not the point. There's something different to what it is. We're talking about culture control and hip-hop, and that is facts. But you're trying to justify what it is. Because why? You're trying to save face towards what? Towards your celebrity. So you see how the rich man sayings and the rich man thinks, the rich man speak at a high standards than a common man, a poor man. Right? Because again, it's for men love what? Darkness rather than light. Right? That is what it is. The call in the time that we're in. They call what? They call good evil and evil good. Right? And this Jake that bucking up, he's a perfect example of how people be getting on when they're telling them things. They're a perfect example to buck up. Right, so that is just the time that we in. The justification of the rich it will always be on a high level. Again, he's a perfect example of that. Right, I'm gonna jump to a scripture here. This is 1 Timothy chapter 6. I'm start from verse 5. It say, perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness, for such would draw thyself. So again, just like how they will act, they will try to justify the rich man because they think that gain is what, again, that richness is what godliness. So the God is money. That That is where their heart is, and that is where they believe go be. They on that money. So it's just say from such withdraw thyself. Especially, hey, with these scriptures bring on forward to show them about the people, about the pastors and all these people, and that thing that sowing a seed is gain, is godliness. Sorry, is godliness. Let's say I'm gonna jump down. It say verse 9. It say, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare. Fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. So once you have that money, that just what it is. That is just what comes with it. You fall into temptation and a snare. I say, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts. So just as you had the money, if these Edomites who in high positions tell you, hey, you have to do this, you have to do that, otherwise you lose everything, they go in and bend over, they go in and sell out. Like, just straight to the facts. So they fall into what? To that snare. They fall into many foolish and hurtful lusts. This Drake trying to defend it like, he don't want to hear that. No. If it doesn't change the fact that if you don't want to hear, it is what it is. And that is what people that get to their mind, is that it really don't matter what it is you think or what it is you don't want to hear. It is what it is. It is what it is. It say many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in perdition, which drown men in destruction and perdition, because eventually that is what it is. That is just what it is. That is what the money go do. Drown in what? In destruction and perdition. It say, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith, and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. So we're talking about trying to justify. And you think about it, he just justifying because of some of the celebrities demanded mention who it looked like he know. But he don't want to hear that. It doesn't matter if you don't hear it or not. It's the same thing with the truth. They don't want they don't want to hear it, they don't hear it, but it doesn't matter. So what if some didn't believe? So what if some didn't believe? Jake always just trying to justify some wickedness. Always trying to justify some wickedness. So before I close off from this, as somebody come and say, hey, see, Smart needs his own show. So Smart is the man who was telling him about what is going on in the industry. Smart needs his own show. I'm only here for him. Everyone else is ignorant as AF, and that's fact. And through what the ignorance, they shall be what destroyed. They shall be destroyed. But I just Jake just want to continue in wickedness. Them don't want to hear nothing about that. They don't want to hear nothing about that. It said, never have spiritually enlightened conversation with people who are drinking alcohol. The demons in them will argue against the truth every time. And the thing about it is that these people just don't want to hear the truth. Again, some of them have media ties, some of them have ties with people in the thing, so they would defend the friend because of what? Because of why? The money. That is why I bring on the scripture in Ecclesiasticus. You understand? That is who they defend. You understand? That is who seen a rich man have fallen. He had many helpers, so he's one of them helpers that defending them rich men. As this person also says, Smart has the spirit of discernment. Those that continue to disrupt him are uncomfortable because the enemy does not want the Smart has to say to be revealed. And there's something I mentioned in the previous video that if you watch when he started saying certain things, everybody else was laughing and he was not. The rest of them didn't want the information to come out. You understand? They didn't want the information to come out again. Hey. That Jake. That is why I bring on the scripture and thing too. They say what? Say for if you lead us other people cause them to err. And they go lead them on go lead them down to where? To what? Destruction. You understand? To death. You know? Hey, so with that, we give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Ruach HaKodesh. We say, double on say apostles and elders agree, Muslim rule well, our teachers, our apostles in the truth. And we say salutations, so I come to the push on Twitter, say day and day out. Constantly in season, we say, Shalom.